let's talk about RISA. All right. And, what is RISA? Why was it developed? What's the impetus behind it? What are you trying to accomplish with it?
Uh-huh. Sure, absolutely. The RISA, it stands for Retirement Income Style Awareness, and it's an assessment. The basic RISA is 12 questions long to help people find a starting point for the retirement spending and how they want to build their retirement income strategy. People have a lot of different options, whether it's more of an investment-based approach, a bucketing-based approach, or an income flooring-based approach where you want reliable income in place before you start investing. And so the RISA is meant to help you work through the factors that describe what sort of approach might resonate best with you. And it's based on a research study. My colleague on that research, he has his PhD in psychology. So he came at it from the psychology assessment side. I came at it from the financial planning side. And could we understand what makes people tick when it comes to retirement? And the two factors we found are that are the primary factors. Probability-based versus safety-first. And there's no right answers about this. If you're probability-based, it means you're comfortable relying on market growth. You expect stocks to outperform bonds in a manner that, with a diversified investment portfolio, would allow you to spend more in retirement than bonds by themselves. And if you're probability-based, you're comfortable that will probably work. Whereas contrasting that, if you're safety-first, it's not that you are pessimistic about the markets or anything, but it's just there's a sense that when it comes to my retirement, I get one shot, one opportunity for success, and I want to make sure I have a plan in place that's more or less going to work, that has some contractual protections behind it before I start investing on top of that for growth. And so that could mean holding individual bonds to maturity or using insurance-based annuity products as part of the planning. The other factor we found was optionality versus commitment. If you're optionality oriented, you really value flexibility for your assets. If you're commitment oriented, you find value in committing to something that will solve your lifetime need and taking it off your to-do list and also helping to protect you against cognitive decline or other things of that nature. And so with those factors, it explains the retirement styles. If you're a total return investor, you're probability-based and optionality-oriented. You're comfortable with market growth and you want flexibility. If the opposite of that would be, if you're safety first, you want contractual protections and commitment orientation, that's income protection. That's, I want to build a floor of protected, reliable lifetime income and then invest on top of that for more discretionary goals. And then the other two combinations, they're more behavioral in that the two strategies I just described are the pure strategies, but the time segmentation is a behavioral framing for investing where you get the safety by having those short-term fixed income bond buckets and you get the optionality through your long-term growth buckets. And then the other one is if you're probability-based, you're comfortable relying on market growth. But if you also have a commitment orientation, we call that risk wrap. And behaviorally, that explains like a lot of the developments in the annuity market to create new approaches that may resonate better with people who like committing to a strategy, but also don't want to give up the market growth potential for the assets that they're committing to.
That's really interesting, Wade, and it makes you think of a couple of things. One, if a husband takes the RISA and the wife takes the RISA, I'm willing to bet you that the answers and the comforts, as you mentioned, are going to be uniquely different in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people generally, it's quite random about styles. So I don't think people are getting married based on having the same retirement income style. And for most characteristics of people, you can't predict based on looking at someone what their retirement income style will be. One area where we did see differences was its gender, that men do tend to tilt more towards total returns. Women do tend to tilt more towards income protection. And because those are the two most common styles, they're just simply the most common combination you'll see of when you have two people, what are their joint styles? One of them's total return and the other is income protection. And so then we've talked to a lot of couples where the person who is managing the family finances was a total return investor and didn't realize the concerns of their spouse. And this really opened their eyes to the possibility that with women also tending to live longer than men, they may have a period of widowhood. And if you just leave them with a total return investing strategy, that's not going to leave them with a lot of comfort and satisfaction. And so being able to build in advance an income protection approach that provides that reliable income And then the spouse with the income protection style doesn't have to worry about market volatility. That can even create more freedom for the total return person with the remaining assets to go hog wild with their investing, because it's for more discretionary goals at that point. They've got their basics covered. They have the risk capacity to invest on top of that in a more aggressive manner, if that's what ultimately, I guess in this case, the total return individual feel more comfortable.
Subscribe to Redefine Retirement on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.